So, I touched on it in one of my other videos. I was on vacation the other week, and while we were on the plane, we could watch some movies and was able to. So we watched Space Jam. Now, this was a movie that I didn't plan on watching, but so sitting around, got a chance to check it out, and so I thought I would give my thoughts on it. Now, before I kind of get into it, I want to say that I've seen a lot of reviews and and they've absolutely been killing the movie. And what I noticed that with a lot of them, I won't say all because it was some that was just objectively, they laid out why they didn't particularly care for the movie, but some of these reviewers and channels, it's clear that they have an axe to grind against LeBron, no matter what he does. And granted, I have some issues with him as well, some things done and said and whatnot. But with some of these people, he could run in a burning building and save 10 children and 20 puppies, and they would still find some way to knock the dude. So those particular reviews, I kind of took those the grain of salt. Was like, it doesn't matter. They would have found something negative. Um, Aside from that, I tried to approach it with an open mind. Now, I said when the original came out in 1996, I was 15, um, and just trying to like I said, approach it for what it was, you know, and not necessarily, some people were just over the top, just trying to compare it. It's a sequel. It's going to be different. It's made for a different audience. It's not made for us, those of us who saw and loved the original. And it's trying to I guess bring the Space Jam lore to a new audience. So I won't make comparisons to it from that standpoint per se, though I will discuss how the first film and the second film handled um, particular aspects of their approach to the story. So let me say this: there will be spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, um, you can cut the video off now, come back and watch it, and then come back and check the review out. So the first thing I want to is the acting, which to say by and large is very bad. But so with that being said, I wasn't expecting like seeing Denzel in X or something like that. Uh, LeBron dunks on people for a living, so he's not a thespian or anything. Um, I would describe his acting as sometimes plasticky. Um, in some instances, it was very stiff. Not as bad as Beyonce in the live Lion King remake. She was awful, but bad. Which ironically is kind of strange because for those of you who don't know, Braun was in Trainwreck. Um, that was a movie that came out a few years ago with that hack Amy Schumer. Um, I think John Cena was in it, and he played like the friend to one of the main characters. And in that movie, I thought his acting wasn't terrible, but he was actually pretty entertaining in the movie. I thought, dare I say, funny at some moments. So um, I don't know what happened between that. Maybe there were other actors there, that obviously could help maybe kind of carry him or show him the ropes. But anyway, um, he was not great, but that's to be expected. But even the wife wasn't that great either. The children, it's whatever. But I said children's movie, so I'm not gonna knock the movie for the lack of Oscar-worthy performances. Don Cheadle was good as Algae Rhythm, but he's a professional actor. That's to be expected. Um, so the story, you know, it kind of starts off as, his son obviously has a knack for technology, video games, and whatnot. But like LeBron starts off as like, I don't know if he's trying to channel his inner Jake Shuttlesworth or whatever he's trying to force basketball on him, and it's clear as day that that's not really his thing, and it's obvious that this father son dynamic is going to kind of be the foundation of this movie. That's how they're going to play it out. Um, so they go into that and them trying to mend their relationship. It's like the difference between from a storytelling standpoint, Space Jam 2 was basically a movie about the mending of a relationship between a father and a son, and a basketball game for some reason just happened to break out. The game in and of itself was secondary, whereas in the original, everything that led up to the was leading up to the game, um, from from them trying to get Michael to play and could he play and what was going on. Everything led up to the game. The game in and of itself was the moment, and I kind of thought that the game was almost like if you played an RPG and it's like an optional side quest. Like it wasn't. It didn't seem like it was the main thing. Um, even how they built up the villains, they were kind of an afterthought. You had Nneka Gumike, Diana Taurasi, uh, Anthony Davis, uh, Damian Lillard, and Klay Thompson. And you would have to blink. If you blinked, you would miss Klay Thompson being in the movie. Even when I was watching, I said, "Oh snap! Yeah, Klay Thompson's in this movie. Totally forgot about that." You know, um, they they didn't really build it up to make it seem like the Goon Squad was that much of a threat, as kind of the original did. Um, they didn't they didn't build those characters effectively, or even give them adequate screen time to really portray them as some sort of threat. Um, they were just kind of there. They had a few moments there and there. Um, I guess the only one that really got substantial screen time was really Damian Lillard. He played Kronos, I think, or something like that. I think that was the name of this guy. He was the one that really got any sort of screen time. But outside of that, they it wasn't really built up effectively as a contest, as some sort of struggle that needed to be, that they had to win, and they had to figure out how to solve this problem that was the Goon Squad. Whereas kind of that the original I felt like handled that a little bit better. Um, Even though with both of them, you knew that somehow they would, the Toon Squad would win in the end. Um, of course, they ended up father and son come back together in the end, and they for some reason kill off Bugs Bunny, and that didn't really understand that. It seemed unnecessary. But with that being said, Space Jam: A New Legacy, was it a terrible movie? Eh, not really. I mean, if you went into it expecting to get like this deep, uh, emotional movies, like and I'm biased because I really like this movie, like some along the lines of He Got Game or Hoop Dreams, or some of these all-time great basketball movies, you're gonna be disappointed. So it's a movie for children, and I guess from that standpoint, it did what it was supposed to do. But so my son was kind of on it. He prefers the original, but it was all right, I guess. Is it something that I would need to watch over and over again? Probably not. But like I said, I'm not gonna knock the movie just like some people have. Just it's the worst thing ever. It's a updated, shiny. They put a lot of CGI, on the movie, and it was what it was. So, you know, watch the original, watch this one, and just kind of see what you think. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on Space Jam. I guess if I had to rate it, one on a 1 to 10 scale, I'd probably give it. This is gonna sound cliche, but I'd give it a 5. Because like I said, it wasn't awful, but it was not great. But for what it was cool. So if you've seen Space Jam, what did you think of the movie? Did you enjoy it? And if you did, what did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Let me know in the comment section. Let's have a conversation about it. But yeah, I kind of wanted to share my thoughts on the latest Space Jam movie. Hopefully, the last one. But we'll be back with more videos, sneakers, sports, all that good stuff. Definitely head over to our website, sneakershoptalk.com. Check out our articles there. Also, we've got a merchandise store, so the links to which all of them will be in the description. Definitely head over there and check out some of our fine wares. We'll be back with more videos real soon. Take care.